According to a new Gallop poll, only 30% of US adults say it is a good time to buy a house. The first time since 1978, this figure dipped below 50%. The annual inflation rate accelerated to 8.5% in March, and the 30-year fixed mortgage rate climbed above 5%. The overall assessment of the economy is negative. On the flip side, a survey conducted by Real Estate Witch discovered 90% of millennials are willing to buy a home without actually seeing it. Obviously, a terrible idea. This just goes to show the confusing nature of the market and how badly folks want to get into a house despite astronomical prices. So, you are probably watching this video because you are confused on what to do next. Should you buy a house in 2022? What's up, everybody? I'm Sean McMurray with Reia Online, and unfortunately, my co-host Anish Dave, president of Reia, responsible for over $250 million of real estate transactions, is not physically present with us today, but I was able to get him on the phone as he drove down the sunny coast of California in what I imagined was a drop-top convertible. Of course, I don't know if this was factual. I just know if I was in California on vacation, that's what I'd be doing. One more interruption, but this is a good one from our sponsors. Us, Reia. Congratulations to Marvin for winning access to our latest upcoming real estate investing quick start program. This is a course that we normally charge $595 for that teaches you the A to Z of wholesaling and flipping properties in South Florida, one of the hottest markets in the country. It is an intense 2-day boot camp, and great news, we will randomly select one of you to join during the next boot camp coming up in September. Just like and comment below. Good luck. All right, let's get into it. Should you buy a house in 2022? Well, that's a tough question. Ultimately, it depends on a few conditions depending on what type of buyer you are. 1, are you purchasing this as your personal home to live in? Or 2, are you an investor? We'll start out addressing homeowners looking to purchase a home to live in. Should you buy a home in 2022? If you are asking this question, you are probably wondering if prices will drop anytime soon. What has kept home prices as buoyant as John Travolta's confidence while doing hip thrusts and booty shorts staring right into the eyes of Jamie Lee Curtis? Other than inflation, is supply and demand. We have had an extremely low supply of homes with an extremely high demand for that very low supply. Check out our previous video where we discussed this. Until mortgage rates outpace demand for the few houses available, or we see a drastic increase in supply, we will not see a meaningful reduction in home prices. Well, folks, here's what we are seeing. In a bid to get out of control inflation in check, the Fed has raised interest rates by the most in over 20 years, with more rate hikes planned for the remaining of the year. What does this mean for you? That means mortgage rates will go up. I found this cool graphic from Freddie Mac that reflects the rates for the past year. Just this January, we were looking at 3.45% for a 30-year fixed rate mortgage, and now we are looking at about 5.488% for the same loan. The rule of thumb is for every 1% increase in mortgage rates, there is a 10% reduction in purchasing power. This is going to knock a lot of folks out of the market and may deter those who can afford the increase. This would in turn lead to a reduction in home prices as they sit on the market longer and homeowners are forced to be more competitive, therefore increasing supply. Wait, did I just say increasing supply? Yes. In April, the United States Census Bureau released the monthly new residential sales for April 2022 going all the way back to January 2017. On an annualized basis, we've seen a 40% increase in homes on the market compared to the same period in 2021. Lastly, Moody's Analytics chief economist Mark Zandi believes certain markets have just slid into a full-blown correction and expects year-over-year home price growth to be 0% over the coming 12 months, with some markets seeing a 5 to 20% drop in home prices. What does this all mean? If home prices haven't already started coming down in your market, you may see drops later this year. If not a drop, a flattening in price growth. Should you buy a house now or should you wait? That's a personal decision for you, but let me share one more tidbit of information. Let's say you can't wait and you absolutely need to buy a home now, but you're kicking yourself in the because you feel you're getting cheated or you're afraid the value of your newly purchased home is going to drop and you'll be upside down. As long as you can afford the mortgage, and this is a long-term move for you of at least 7 years, the fluctuation in prices is indifferent. An article put out by Rocket Mortgage cited millionacres.com as stating the national average in home appreciation being 14.5% year over year. According to Zillow, we are looking at 33.1% year over year here in Florida. Looking at a graph from Investopedia reflecting home prices all the way back to 1975, we see that even with the ups and downs, the market trends up over time. In fact, look at how bad the crash of the 2000s was and where we are now. From a long-term perspective, right now is the cheapest that home prices will ever be. So don't beat yourself up too much about it. If you can afford the mortgage, you love your home, and you plan on being there for a while, you win in the long run. It's important you connect with a professional in your local market to get you tapped into what's going on locally. All right, for my investors, should you buy investment properties in 2022? I won't tell you what you should be doing, but I will say we are absolutely buying homes in 2022, although we have adjusted our strategy to account for the added risk in the market. I was fortunate enough to get Anish on the phone for this segment. Let's tap in. Anish, what have we done as an organization to prepare for the uncertainty in the market?
Okay, so as an organization, we're increasing our marketing efforts is number one. Number two, we're building out a team for acquisitions because we think there's going to be a lot of opportunity out there as we start seeing a slight correction. And we've also secured more funding for deals.
Interesting. So we haven't stopped buying. In fact, we are locking down additional streams of funding in order to buy more?
So that's like hard money, like lines of credits, and pretty much shored up to make sure we find a good deal, we still have money.
So it's not like we're walking around with rose-colored glasses, like we believe prices will continue to climb. We're actually preparing for the event and time they won't. What are you seeing in the market?
So we definitely see a softening in the market. We're seeing more days on the market for houses. A little bit more inventory starting to pop up. So we also think that some of the sellers might panic and might want to sell now versus later. They want to catch the end of like what's happening a little bit.
Have we changed our strategy as it relates to what types of homes we are going after or types of deals we are going after, i.e. wholesaling versus fix and flip versus buy and hold, et cetera, et cetera?
Per se, the strategy hasn't changed, but what's really changed more than anything is that we're more conservative on the after repair values and the comparables. We're picking the lower of the comps just because of what's happening.
Ah, okay. Being more conservative with comparables. Well, look, thanks, Anish. Appreciate you taking time out of your vacation to speak with us and inform our subscribers. There you have it, folks. You heard it straight from Mr. $250 million in real estate transactions, the president of BPM Reia. We are buying and we are preparing ourselves to buy more. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below. Don't forget to share the video so others can take advantage of this information. This is no secret. This is for everybody. There's more than enough to go around. Let's lift the entire community. Lastly, this is a new format for us, so it's largely experimental. Let us know what you liked and what you didn't like. You have the opportunity to provide live and direct input that ultimately will aid in the success of this channel. Let's do this together. All right, y'all.